Namaste. Warm welcome to the second talk on Omkar on Nada Arogya channel. In the last video, we discussed what are the benefits discovered by scientists. Why does science say it is important to chant Omkar? Now let's look at what Vedanta says, what the Upanishads say. Because Om is an ancient sacred syllable. So it is greatly valued, greatly treasured by Upanishads and Vedantas, by all the seekers of wisdom, by all the sadhaks walking on the path to liberation. So let's look at a small story which is set in the olden days, very long ago, when there were more forests than there were towns, villages, or cities. Traveling had to be done by foot or on horseback or by bullock cart. There were no automobiles, there were no buses, there was no other form of transport. So in those days, people had to cross vast stretches of forest to go from one town to another. So there was this traveler. He wanted to go from his village to a big town. To do this, he had to travel several days through a thick forest. And he was walking. He didn't have a horse. He didn't have any other kind of transport. So he came to the edge of the forest, and he met another man who was also posing as a traveler. Actually, he was a confidence trickster. So they became friends and they started traveling together. Now, every night when they went to sleep under the trees in the forest, the confidence trickster, the thief who normally did not commit any violence, but by winning the confidence of the traveler with whom he was walking, he would take away the valuables or the money that the travelers were carrying. So whenever both of them got ready to sleep and the traveler had actually slept, this thief, he got up and searched in the bag, in all the things that the traveler was carrying, looking for a bag of gold coins. Because in the daytime, the traveler had showed him, look, I'm carrying these gold coins and I'm worried. Suppose there are robbers in the forest. So please help me to safeguard this. So in the daytime, the thief is looking at this bag of gold coins. Night after night, they spend many nights in the forest. The thief is searching. Every night he searches, nothing is there. He even searches in the pocket of the clothes that the thief is wearing. As he sleeps very stealthily, he looks inside the pockets, nothing. So then they have traversed the forest. They're going to reach the town in a couple of hours. Then the thief tells the traveler, let me make a confession. I am actually a confidence trickster. And when I made friends with you, it was my intention to steal your valuables. But every night I have searched and I could not find where you keep that bag of gold coins. Now tell me, I will not take it away from you. I will not harm you in any way. But I'm so curious because I'm a very experienced thief. Till now, no traveler has got away from me without losing something to me. I have always found their valuables in the night. but with you, I just could not. So keep your gold coins, but satisfy my curiosity, because otherwise I will not be able to sleep in the night. This will nag me so much. So please tell me, where did you keep your bag of gold coins in the night? Then the traveler laughed and he said, my friend, as soon as you came to me, as soon as I met you, I knew what your intentions were. So I kept the coins in a very, very safe place where you would never think of searching. I kept them under your own pillow. You searched everywhere, you searched my belongings, but you never thought of searching below your own pillow. That's where they were every night. And why did we look at this story? Because the Vedas tell us happiness is within you. They tell us something one step further than this. They say, you are happiness. You are Sat Chit Ananda. You are existence, consciousness, bliss. You don't have to search for happiness. Don't keep on looking for it here and there, like the thief looked for the gold coins under the roots of the trees, up on the branches of the trees, in all the belongings of the traveler. We look for happiness in cars, in houses, in marriage, in children, in jobs, in promotion, in success. In so many things, we keep looking, but happiness keeps on eluding us, isn't it? So, this story is telling us, you are happiness. Why are you sitting with a begging bowl outside, looking for it somewhere else, when you are that? But how do we understand? Yes, I am that. But just by understanding that, or hearing that, or listening to that, I'm not able to access that bliss. How do I access that bliss? So, Mandukya Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Puranas, Mahabharata, so many Upanishads are telling us there is a very, very simple way to access this bliss, to realize that you yourself are bliss. And that simple way is a single word, a very sacred word. That is the word Om. Om is also called Pranava. Pranava means the very first sound. The very first sound from which the entire cosmos has emerged. The cosmos, the source of the cosmos, is the syllable Om. Om is the name of our own self, self with a capital S. Om is the name of the Atma. Om is the name of Brahman. Om is the name of the cosmos, the entire universe, entire creation. Om includes the past, present, and future, says the Mandukya Upanishad. It represents the past, present, and future. That means the entire spectrum of time and that which lies beyond. Om has the power to take us from individuality to universality. So when you chant Om, your consciousness expands until you are one with the whole of creation. You are one with the Creator. Om is not just a sound. Om is not just a mantra or a word. Om is a vibration. So when you chant Om, There is a vibration. It has been found that the entire voice box vibrates when you chant Om. When you chant any other sound, one part of the voice box vibrates. But when you chant Om, the entire voice box vibrates. Because Om corresponds to the name and form of the creator, of Ishvara, the creative energy. Ishvara, I'm not talking about Lord Shiva or Vishnu or anything. Ishvara is the name given by the Vedas, by the Upanishads, to the creative force that has created this entire universe, that is existing in every atom of the universe. So Om it corresponds to the name and the form of this creative force. So suppose I say Rasgulla, or I say Laddu, or I say Puri. Immediately, as soon as you hear the name, what happens? The image of that object, you see a Rasgulla in your mind. That beautiful white ball floating in sugar syrup, and you just think of it, your mouth starts watering, probably you can even taste it inside. So what has happened? Hearing the sound, the word Rasagulla, the form of the Rasagulla came into your mind, the smell and the taste and the feel, the entire thing came into your mind. Maybe a vibration of happiness came into your mind, because eating Rasagulla is associated with celebrations. It's a joyful occasion. So it didn't just evoke an image, it didn't just evoke all the sensory inputs that you experience when you actually see a Rasgulla, it also evoked a vibration of happiness. So in the same way, when we chant Om, it is not just a sound or a mantra, it invokes the vibration of Ishvara, the divine vibration of the creative energy that created and is sustaining and will finally dissolve this entire cosmos. So when we chant Om, because Om is a sound that is always reverberating in the cosmos, even now, continuously. If you cup your hands over your ears, you hear a kind of hissing sound. That is the sound, that is the Omkar, that is continuously reverberating in the universe. Even NASA, the space organization, has recorded this sound in space. It is a continuous ongoing sound. So Om was not created by us. Om has been always existing. Om is even now existing. So whenever we chant Om, what happens is we align ourselves, we harmonize ourselves with the entire cosmos. All our problems actually are originating from a single source. We don't adapt, we don't accept, we don't harmonize. Whenever we resist, something is happening around us, we don't like it, we resist. Some situation, we resist. Some relationship, we resist. Somebody we don't like, we resist. There is a job which I'm not enjoying, I resist it. So all our problems are actually arising because we are resisting what is happening, what life brings us every day, every moment. So when we don't accept it, when we are not able to harmonize with it, then a stress develops inside us, conflict develops inside us. That leads to a lot of psychosomatic disorders, a lot of distress, anger, frustration, maybe envy, competition. So by chanting Om, we are harmonizing ourselves with the rest of the cosmos. The rest of the cosmos is not different from me. I exist, it exists. So we are all part of this huge existence the principle of existence. So when I chant Om, automatically I am in tune with the cosmos around me. That means my life becomes harmonious, it flows, it is frictionless, there is no resistance. I accept every situation, I am able to deal with it, I do whatever is required, and I move on. My life becomes peaceful, it becomes calm. So, whenever I chant Om, which is a naturally meditative sound, there is peace inside me. And when there is peace inside me, peace flows out from me to all those around. Peace flows out from me to every situation in life. It brings solutions. Instead of bringing more problems, it brings more and more solutions as I walk along the path of life. So, all this is Om. Whenever I chant Om, the Upanishads say Om has three syllables, A, U, and M. You can either chant Om as Aum, or you can chant it as Om. Both are effective. So we have A, U, M. They're called Vyakritis. We also have, as soon as you chant Om, there is silence. So that silence, which is known as Amatra, so that is also part of the Om. So it is said Om has 4 feet. So Om is equal to Atma, or the self with a capital S, that has 4 feet. And A, U, Ma, each one of them correspond to waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, and the silent part of Omkar that corresponds to the witness that is present in all 3 states, that is independent. So that is why it is said when you keep chanting Om, naturally all that which is not required, the baggage that we carry, it is dissolved and removed. And what remains is Sat Chit Ananda. That is my true nature. I'm not able to realize my true nature because I'm identifying with the body, mind, and intellect. I feel I am the body. Whatever happens to the body happens to me. So if the body has pain, I have pain. If the body is experiencing pleasure, I am experiencing pleasure. All my thoughts are me. If I have thoughts of anger, then I am angry. If I have thoughts of happiness, then I am happy. Then the clarity in the intellect. If it is clear, then I am very clear. If it is confused, then I am confused. So I keep on identifying with the body, mind, and intellect, which makes me limited. This limited self, the small self, is called the jiva. Whereas in actuality, the Upanishads tell me, I am eternal, I am infinite. I am the self which is everywhere all the time, which is beyond time and space. So that unlimited self is called the Ishvara. So by chanting Om, what happens is just like the rivers flow into the ocean, the Jiva, the limited me, I flow into the unlimited Ishvara. I lose my limitations. I stop feeling that I am this small being, this body, mind, and intellect. I am the universal self. I am infinite. I am full of bliss all the time. So that is why chanting Omkar is so important. Let us chant 3 or 4 Oms together, keeping eyes closed. Experience the peace. Experience the 3 syllables. We will be having 3 more videos. One in which we will explore Akara, second one Ukara, and after that makara, and one for the silent syllable. So after this, there will be 4 more videos. Now let us do a short Omkar chanting, maybe 3 times, a brief silence. After that, enjoy the peace, and we will close. Just sit straight, take a comfortable meditative posture, close your eyes, inhale deeply. Om. 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 Feel your body vibrating to the Omkar. When you try this again on your own, you can chant any number of times. It's a very good precursor to meditation. Chant till the mind becomes automatically silent, thoughtless. Enjoy the peace. Enjoy the silence. Whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned in for the other videos on Omkar.